hero show here. Now, let us begin. Whenever we last left off, Midoriya has just learned and found out how to defeat Umbrax. The Manhunter, before he was tossed into the sun, told him that willpower will keep him alive. Midoriya already had a mighty fine source of it, being broken down and, well, becoming Umbrax's avatar, as I will say. Now, Midoriya has also gained control over his left arm, and he's tried to fight back against Umbrax physically. Hal Jordan was there to witness this. Along with that, Midoriya has also accidentally killed one of the Guardians along with quite a few members of the Lantern Corps. Now, let's begin. We will pick up with Midoriya and Atrocitus, flying through space. Midoriya basically still trying to rip apart and take away some of these rings on Umbrax's hand, tearing away the ones on his fingers. Umbrax finally being able to regain some semblance of control over that arm, as he just holds onto his wrist and holds it down. Midoriya is still fighting and trying to claw back, screaming at Umbrax that he is still here. He will not go quietly. Just trying to dig into and get Umbrax to say something. His darkest self just admitting something to him. You are quite the fighter, aren't you, Midoriya? Then again, I know you, and I think I know how to silence you. What are you talking about? I'm going to kill someone close and dear to both of us. In fact, well, I believe you would be surprised, and you would not believe your eyes. What are you even? Trust me. As they begin to fly towards Earth, saying that they have this all planned out. Now, the Justice League are currently dealing with the incident in America, with Darkseid trying to invade. Now, while that is going on, we do have Japan. As Midoriya plummets through the atmosphere at such a fast rate, he would land on the planet, seeing his hometown, and breathing the air. So familiar to him yet so foreign, it feels odd to be back here. Multiple people looking up and actually seeing him, chanting and thinking that he's a pro. As they do shout, "Lantern! Lantern!" trying to get his attention. Now, Midoriya just kept barreling through the sky, as he just throws up his hand and begins to smash through and destroy quite a lot of buildings, as he begins to cause a bit of carnage. Meanwhile, Atrocitus is trying to figure out what's going on. He is waiting on his planet, waiting for the Green Lanterns to show up. Where are they? They should have been here, and there should be another fight. As Joe is just thinking, Midoriya was able to fight back. So, that guy. Her just saying that she's going to be right back. She thinks she knows, well, something. As she would fly away, up into the upper atmosphere, looking down at her ring and bringing it up, asking it if it can track down the Ultraviolet Lantern. It responding that she has been within close proximity of it before. Tracking its trail will not be hard. Current estimation, as she just holds up the ring, and it scans through space, trying to find Midoriya's trail. Midoriya's last known location was with Atrocitus, so she would head that way, picking it up and being confused. blasting her way towards Earth. Now, while she is doing that, Midoriya has been bashing through and destroying quite a lot of places, along with massacring quite a lot of people, heading to his old school, and destroying the place, creating a giant construct of a hand, and ripping it out of the ground, before just beginning to use it as a wrecking ball, smashing through and destroying the town. As whenever he does find people he recognizes, he would just obliterate them, and take them apart, piece by piece. Midoriya's, hand coming up, and trying to stop it. Him actually being able to grab onto the ring as Umbrex does let loose some power. Midoriya, his body basically just dropping and smashing into the planet. Getting back up as he just begins to scream trying to pull off the ring, letting out this ear-piercing cry, along with being engulfed in shame, feeling as he can hear his darkest self creep into his mind. And he is fighting back. Jiro, she's in the upper atmosphere, and she's asking exactly where is the lantern, as something goes flying past her. This kind of confusing her, and she would follow its trail. It's heading straight for Japan. Now, with that, Cyborg over in America would have at least picked up on this disturbance. 3 things have entered the atmosphere, and from his scanners, they are not the lanterns. They seem to match up with the unidentified objects from before, as the Flash would go running off, and head toward Japan to investigate. As soon as that does happen, Midoriya, he would have gotten back up, and his hands would have just been thrown upwards, as he just begins to let out all of his power in every single direction, blasting away and destroying everything, tearing apart pros before they can even get close to him, massacring quite a lot of people. Jiro coming in, and seeing the strange ring, as it would just hold itself up to Midoriya, telling him one thing: Izuku Midoriya of Earth, you have shown great willpower. As Midoriya's left arm would just throw itself upwards, sliding the ring on, and it would just say, "Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps." Midoriya dropping down to his knees, half of his outfit changing, and looking back up. He's finally able to see out of one of his eyes. Along with that, there's Jiro, standing upwards, as she does reach out for him and grab him, asking him if he is okay. Him just saying that he'll be fine, but he just doesn't, as something comes running past him, picking him up off the ground and sending him flying. The Flash grabbed him by his collar and immediately just pulled him away. Midoriya getting thrown through quite a lot of buildings, and getting back up. The Flash stopping in front of him, just saying that he must be that lantern. So, wait, what? Looking directly at Midoriya, and seeing him. 2 rings? That doesn't make any... As his right hand would go outwards, blasting shame directly at, the Flash, telling him that he is mine. Midoriya's left arm grabbing his right, and throwing it downwards, as half of his face would change, telling the Flash to run. He can't control Umbrex. He can try and contain him, but please just... The right arm coming up to his throat, and telling him to do as he says. The Flash is watching this confused, running in and trying to grab onto the ring. Umbrex throwing around his right arm. Midoriya trying to gain control with his left. The rings are beginning to overtake and try and overpower each other. Midoriya's willpower versus Umbrax's power against him. Midoriya being able to gain full control over his mind, the darker version of himself creeping outwards, as he would just throw up his left hand and begin to shout the oath, as loud as he can. Jiro just watching this as a flash would run back in, and grab onto Midoriya, telling him to fight Umbrax, get his power, get him under control, young man. Please, you have to. Midoriya just looking up, with tears coursing in his eyes, telling the Flash, please, just kill me. The Flash being taken aback, the right side of Midoriya's face turning to a sinister smile, along with power coursing out of his eye. And he just throws his right arm outwards and smashes directly into the Flash, cutting off his left arm. The Flash actually smashing away and falling to the side, as he just brings his right arm up and tries to just, inspect his left. He can't feel it, along with that he's feeling the blood, and he just begins to shake his hand violently, shaking it to the point where he needs to and just bringing it up to his left arm. He's heating up the space between his hands so fast that he's able to cauterize his wound, and he does at least look around, seeing as the right ring on his hand just throws upwards into the sky. Midoriya's trying to keep him lashed to the earth, burying deeper and deeper and deeper, him feeling himself being torn apart by this. Jiro just flying in and telling Midoriya to gain control. Control Umbrax. You have to be able to. Midoriya, I believe in you. As the change would snap, Midoriya would just be sent flying straight into space, as much as possible. Now, as that happens, she basically just drops to her knees, still staring at this, her herself beginning to cry as her eyes full of blood. And her rage is astoundingly high, getting to the point where it's throwing itself out of a ring and all around her body. Her just whispering the words she meant to tell him for so long. He's always protected her. He's always tried to do better. He never had a power, yet he's always tried to be a hero. She's, tried to admire him. He stands up for people even whenever he knows he can die doing it. As she would just whisper the words to herself. I love you, Midoriya. As her eyes full of rage, and she looks up. The Flash going to tell her to stop and wait before she just blasts directly upwards. And heads up. Now, somewhere out in space we have Kyle Rayner. He is the only Lantern who was not directly affected by this power battery situation. He has once held the White Lantern's core, and he's mastered every single ring. So he does at least keep a blue ring on him whenever he needs to. Using these two in unison, he powers himself up quite a lot. Now, whenever he did notice his ring malfunction, he did take out his other one and put on the blue ring. He is trying to go back through and remaster each corp. He is currently heading towards the Indigo tribe. Then he plans to head for the Star Sapphires. After that, he's going to head for the Sinestro Core. Now, with that being said, let's cut back over to space. Umbrax and Midoriya are still fighting, going back and forth. Midoriya's willpower beginning to manifest, as he actually does tell Umbrax that he is gaining control, and that this isn't his doing anymore. The two actually flying straight into Umbrax's living planet, as more people do come in. We have Mogo, the living planet of the Green Lanterns. He is trying to track down this incursion, or this being, as they would finally get Midoriya, finding him. Finding him on this planet just having a battle. If you were to see it from the planet's surface, it'd be blinding. If you were down there, you would be destroyed in an instant. It can nearly be seen for miles, and it will be marked down in history. As Mogo would report an unknown sighting, a large manifestation of willpower in a dark galaxy. Now, the Green Lanterns, after fixing the power battery and getting it reoperational, would have headed out that way. As back on Earth, they've taken down Darkseid. Lex Luthor was able to at least create a device to help them, along with working with Batman and Supergirl. Now, Wonder Woman and Aquaman were quite a good help too, but Aquaman was already heading over to check on Barry. His communications stopped for minutes. Him passed on the battlefield in Japan without his arm, as the Green Lanterns would have requested for backup from Superman, and that Hal Jordan would report in that Martian Manhunter is dead. This surprising everyone as they do head out his way, trying to figure out the situation. Whenever they do get close to this galaxy, they would see it, and Hal would not believe his eyes. There is a purple star and a green star. The two are halves of each other, and they just keep glowing immensely. Mogo actually beginning to go that way, and blast willpower that direction. Whenever he does hit that planet, this would power Midoriya up, and he would just begin to scream as he gains control over Umbrax. The only thing left being the Ultraviolet Ring. Midoriya telling Umbrax that he has willpower. He has everything. He will not go quietly. He will not, as he just hears something, and begins to be pulled down into the planet. Trying to fly away. Trying to get away. Being pulled in. As Superman would come flying in at supersonic speeds, unseen before by any being in the universe, smashing directly into the planet as he does see Midoriya. Midoriya just shouting out Superman as he does try and throw out a chain for him to grab, trying to pull it out. Superman just grabbing onto it and running over to Midoriya, trying to pull him out. Superman himself being sunken in and going down. He's able to break through the planet's crust. As the living planet, Umbrax would just shout that he is not taking away his vessel. This is his. This isn't. Midoriya just having his hand come up, as his ring would come off. Superman, confused, he just looks down, picking it up. A lantern ring. Wait, what is this? As Midoriya is being pulled directly into the core of Umbrax's planet. He is still dominant over the body. However, this planet is pure shame. It is pure hatred and rage and emotion. Midoriya is being pulled in. Superman and the Green Lanterns, along with the Blue Lanterns, and more of the cores, would come to this planet and try and help out, having an all-out battle for it. Now, this is whenever she would head that way. Atrocitus telling her to avoid this sector. Something is currently happening. Now, Midoriya, as he's being pulled in, is at least trying to reach out. Superman coming barreling into the planet and smashing into it. As he does see Midoriya, running over to him and at least trying to save him. Grabbing a hold of the boys begins to try and pull. This somewhat beginning to work. Umbrax is increasing his control. and trying to manipulate the Man of Steel. The planet beginning to move throughout space, and people just watching, surprised and in horror. Mogo trying to track down and actually follow this lead, as the Blue Lanterns charge him up. And Mogo is sent out a powerful blast of the planet, engulfing it in willpower. Midoriya gaining control once again, and blasting downwards, trying to get himself free. This not working. As Umbrax just states, they're going a little place that this Superman will not be able to follow. Heading straight for a red star. Superman falling down to the ground and being weakened. Looking up and telling the boy that he needs to be careful. I'm sorry. As he just begins to cough up blood. Midoriya surprises Umbrax to just hold out his right hand and smack Superman into the distance. Before Midoriya just gets drowned into the planet, being pulled straight to the core. Whenever he does arrive, his hands and legs are both bound. Umbrax is telling him that he gave him a choice, and that he's been fighting back too much. So, I will show you what my power truly feels like. Umbrax is beginning to have Midoriya absorb everything around him. Midoriya feeling this shame. Midoriya is feeling these emotions. All of it at once. It's all being poured directly into his body. This is my body. As he just begins to get flooded with power. Midoriya just feeling all of this. His ring and his outfit beginning to be overtaken by this light. And his body beginning to change. Midoriya just screaming as loud as he can. His ring beginning to glow brighter. As he just starts repeating the Green Lantern oath. In brightest day, in darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Repeating this over and over and over again. As outside the planet, they would have found Superman, giving him a ring and getting him off planet. He is in desperate need of help. He's essentially just powerless here. As the Lanterns, they would have just done one thing. The Blue Lanterns would power up Mogo, and the Green Lanterns, sending a final blast of willpower directly into this planet. As it would explode. Midoriya in the direct center of all this. As there is nothing left. It is destroyed. And they are not picking up his life signs. The boy may have died. Along with that, his ring is destroyed. Floating out in space. Them finding it. Shattered straight in two pieces. Hal Jordan just holding onto these. And looking at them. Before he does hang his head in shame. That boy was innocent and he just died. This isn't... As he does at least begin to tear up. And they would head off. Now, with that being said, I do believe I can put this video off here. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys in the next part.